We're an organisation called the St John's House Trust, and we're actually about preserving this building, hopefully preserving it in a way that it will be a resource for the community of Bridgend and further afield. The history of the building is a huge mystery. There are theories that it goes back to as early as 1425, and some people say 1550. We have beams in this building, the like of which, for this type of building, there's nothing else in South Wales. And yet, we have no knowledge of what the building was actually used for and who built it. There is very definite evidence that there were thousands and thousands of visitors to this building. We have that evidence in worn stone where people have sat, and you can actually feel the exact location of where people have sat, where their legs have worn away the stone, where their hands have worn away the stone. A common local theory, legend, if you like, is that the building was used for pilgrims. We're Newcastle Hill, which is where we are, although a tiny little back street these days, was the M4 of medieval Britain. And so there would have been people to and from places like St David's on pilgrimage. And so people would probably have stopped over here en route. And there are many other theories that make the place fascinating and interesting. The story of the building is always unravelling, and one is always learning a little more.
Well, I mean, it's the oldest house in Bridgend. There's nothing else like it, and there's certainly nothing else like it that's open to the public. And of course that is our intent, to open the house up to the public, to have it open so that people can come and see the heritage. But more than that, we don't want it just to be heritage, we want it to be a community focus. So we want people to come here and to enjoy the space, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, perhaps learn some crafts, old crafts or something like that, and just to make sure the building is used.
So today we've got My Beyond Thraig, the Sons of the Dragon, the archery group in. They're all dressed up in their reenactment kit. They've brought some of their weapons. They have a herbologist to talk about everyday medieval life, and then more about medieval warfare. We have the back room dressed up as a chapel. Even though this building probably didn't have a chapel, it's an important part of historical life. We have the room we're standing in, which we're trying to recreate as a bit of a buttery, to sort of represent a bit more about the cooking and the food of the past. So we've got some interesting displays on the walls and behind me. Upstairs we've got dressing up mainly for children. We've also got colouring in upstairs for the children. It's historically themed colouring in, so there's knights, there's coats of arms. They can design their own coat of arms. And on top of that, we've got at the very back of the building, we've got one of the most important bits is we have a display about what we would like to do to the house, what we would like to do for the future, all of the developments and the changes we'd like to do. But we're also asking people what they want of the building, what they would like for the future.
Well, the hopes for the house is that we obviously get the grants to bring it up to a standard that we know it would have been like in when it was first built. All the plaster that's on the inside at the moment is going to come off, so we can look at the sort of archaeological build of it and see what we're missing really and what we don't know about. So eventually the idea is it becomes a fully sustaining project and carry on hopefully for another 500 years.
We've had people talking all about the wonderful things they'd like to use the house for, people who would like to use it as a cafe, as a meeting place, but also the amount of wonderful feedback we've had from people saying that they would really love to have school trips coming here. They'd love to have weddings, they'd love to be able to have exhibitions, gallery displays, they'd love themed events that they can come to, Halloween events, Christmas events, different period events. On the whole, everyone said how supportive they've been and how they would like to continue to be in the future.
My hope for the building is that we can develop the plans that we have in place and that the building gets used for the community, the community take it on board, and that if you come back in a couple of years' time, it will be a flourishing, vibrant building full of people enjoying the space, enjoying the building, enjoying the activities that are going on here.